What's up, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of ChewOnThat Apologetics. In today's video, we're going to be doing a deep dive, and I'm going to be trying my best to prove from the Bible that Jesus Christ is indeed God. Let's start with John 8:58. These are going to be the simple stuff. Okay, this is just the simple stuff. We're going to get into the more advanced stuff later. John 8:58 says, Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was born, I am. Okay? Now, for people that don't really understand the Bible or understand what this means, you could be a little lost here. Like, what is he saying? Well, let's go to Exodus 3, verse 14. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. So right there in John 8:58, Jesus is literally equating himself to the God of the Old Testament. He is saying, before Abraham was born, I was already. And Abraham came thousands of years before Jesus. So not only is he pretty much equating himself to the name of God in the Old Testament, but he's also saying that he's eternal, which is really cool. The next verse is pretty simple. In John 10:30, everybody knows it. I and the Father are one. This is just a quick, simple verse. This is him literally saying that he is one with the Father, right? Okay. John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word here is referring to Jesus. So it's saying that this Word, aka Jesus, was in the beginning, first of all, and the Word was with God. But not only that, but the Word was actually God. So yeah, we see here that not only is he next to God, but he is God. And this also alludes to the Trinity quite a bit, because we see that not only is he God, but he's also with God. Okay. John 1:14, this is just to prove that the Word is indeed Jesus. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, glory as of the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth. So it's saying that the Word here became flesh, became a man, and dwelt among the Israelites. And this is, again, John 1:14. Okay, this one is straight up an incredible one here. John 20:28. Thomas answered and said unto him, My Lord and my God. So the context here is that, at least from what I remember, I could be wrong here, but I do believe it was Thomas. He was doubting Jesus a little bit. He was kind of in the middle about if he was back or not. But then he saw Jesus, and Jesus said, Hey, touch your hand on my wound here. And Thomas felt it, and then he said, My Lord and my God. Now, there is people out there who would try to argue that he was just saying, you know how people say OMG? They're trying to say that that's what he was saying, but no, it's definitely not, and there's a few reasons for that. The biggest reason is that back then that would have been seen as taking the Lord's name in vain, and that would have been not good, right? If anybody else would have heard him say that. But on top of that, he was literally speaking to Jesus, and Jesus would have corrected him, but Jesus does not correct him for saying that. So, yeah, those are two reasons why he is not. That is not the case. Titus 2:13, I will repeat this later on, by the way, but I'll back it up with some more stuff. Looking for the blessed hope and appearing of the glory of the great God and our Savior, Jesus Christ. So this verse is calling Jesus not only our Savior, but also God. So, I mean, that's pretty much in your face. All right, Hebrews 1:8-12, But of the Son he saith, Thy throne, O God, is forever and ever, and the scepter of uprightness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Thou hast loved righteousness and hated iniquity. Therefore God, thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. And thou, Lord, in the beginning didst lay the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of thy hands. They shall perish, but thou continuest, and they all shall wax old as doth the garment. And as a mantle shalt thou roll them up, as a garment, and they shall be changed. But thou art the same, and thy years shall not fail. So this right here is being addressed to the Son, aka Jesus, the Son of God. And let's just take away a few things. First of all, he's called God. The second thing is it's saying that in the beginning, he laid the foundation of the earth. It's saying that he shall not perish, and actually his years shall not fail. All these things are qualities of God. These are all attributes and things that God does, or, just attributes of him. Now, 2 Peter 1:1, Simon Peter, a servant and apostle of Jesus Christ, to them that have obtained a like precious faith with us in the righteousness of our God and the Savior, Jesus Christ. So again, similarly to Titus 2:13, this is calling Jesus not only Savior, but also God, which is really interesting. Okay, now for the last singular verse I'm going to show you guys, we have Hebrews 1 verse 3. who being the effulgence of his glory and the very image of his substance, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had made purifications of sin, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high. This is literally saying that Jesus is the effulgence of God's glory. He is the very image of his substance. He is, and I'm pretty sure other translations say, the exact imprint of his nature, which just, again, further alludes to him being God. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. You guys are wonderful. And yeah, please hit that like and subscribe button to show some support to the channel. I love y'all, and that's something to chew on.